What up, YouTubers? How are y'all doing? Hope y'all enjoyed Happy Father's Day with y'all dads out there. So I'm wishing a Happy Father's Day out there. Y'all stay safe. Hope y'all did some fun stuff. Today, actually, for June 15th, since you know it is Father's Day, I'm here to wish the one and only rapper, actor, songwriter, and producer and sports owner O'Shea Jackson Sr., aka Ice Cube, a happy birthday. He just turned 56 years old. So let's get into it. Of course, y'all know NWA days. He definitely was part of the group at the time. And of course, he did write, Boys in the Hood for Easy, and same with 8 Ball. He was part of 8 Ball on there too with Easy E. Man, so many classics, man. There's a song called A Bee is a Bee. It's actually supposed to be on this one, but this is an original press. I got it from Germany. So you got the song Scream. That's the one that's the original on before it was A Bee is a Bee. A Bee is a Bee. So Scream is actually the song that was on here before that other one. So they did a reissue. So I hope I go after the reissue and I get a hold of that and listen to it and all that good stuff. I'm happy to have this record. It's an amazing album. NWA and the Posse with Ice Cube on it. And y'all should know this one, Straight Outta Compton. You should obviously all know this one. Of course, you got songs like, of course, the title track and Bleep the Police, F the Police, Gangsta Gangsta, If It Ain't Rough, Parental Discretion is Advised, 8 Ball Remix, Express Yourself, and I Ain't the One, Dope Man Remix. So many classics. So this is actually a reissue. It's actually the 20th anniversary one. And it features, it's still the same songs on here, but you got different rappers rapping it. You got Bleep the Police, that's covered by Bone Thugs right here. And then you got Snoop and C Murder covering Gangsta Gangsta. And then Mac 10 covering Dope Man, If It Ain't Rough, covered by Dub C. And then you got Confidence in the House Live with Dre and Ren. This is all classic stuff, man. Shoot. The early Ice Cube days when he was part of the group. And then he went solo right after Straight Outta Compton. Of course, this is his debut solo album. America's Most Wanted. Definitely a classic right here. Of course, you got the title track, Better Off Dead, The End You Love to Hate, and What They Hitting For, You Can't Fade Me, JD's Gafflin, Once Upon a Time of the Project, that's one of my favorites, Turn Off the Radio, Endangered Species, Tales from the Dark Side featuring with Chuck D. He definitely featured the Lynch Mob in Bomb Squad, of course featuring with Chuck D and Hank Shockley and Keith Shockley, including Flavor Flav. Of course, the song, is I'm Only Out for One Thing, A Gangsta's Fairy Tale, Get Off My and Tell Yo to Come Here, The Drive-By, Rolling with the Lynch Mob, Who's the Mac, It's a Man's World featuring Yo Yo, and The Bomb. Classic stuff. And this one's like an EP, Kill at Will, Jacking for Beats, and then Endangered Species, it's a remix, and then Get Off and Tell Yo, remix, and then The Product, Dead Homies, JD's Gafflin Part 2, I Gotta Say What's Up. Classic stuff. Here's another classic, Death Certificate. Of course, you got hits, The Wrong to Mess With, The Funeral, Robin Lynch, A Bird in the Hand, My Summer Vacation, Steady Mobbin', Look Who's Burning, Dev, Alive on Arrival, Man's Best Friend, A Bird in the Hand, I already mentioned, The Birth, I Want to Kill Sam, Colorblind, Horny Little Hill, Black Korea, True to the Game, No Vaseline, of course. Ice Cube really went hard on that one. He actually went hard on this whole album. Doing Dumb, SHIT, and Us. Classic stuff. This is an original press. Paid only $30 for this one at a record beat swap vendor in Fullerton. And then, of course, I got the reissue because it features some other unreleased songs. Only One Me, Good Cop, Bad Cop, Dominate the Week. Ignore the glitch. I know it's annoying. Another favorite, The Predator. Of course, It Was a Good Day on here. The First Day of School intro. And then Say Hi to the Bad Guy. We Had to Tear This Up. And of course, you got the title track, The Predator. Now I Gotta Wet Ya, Wicked, I'm Scared, When Will They Shoot? and Dirty Mag, Don't Trust Him, Gangsta's Fairy Tale Part 2, Check Yourself, featuring DOS Effects, Who Got the Camera, Integration. All classics. I know, the glitch, I know, I just want to lose it. But like I said, classic stuff. One of my favorite Cube records right here. Ooh, Lethal Injection. This is definitely another favorite. Really though, Ghetto Bird, You Know How We Do It. And When I Get to Heaven. And then of course Bob Gunn, One Nation feature with Mr. Clinton from the Funkadelic Parliament. What Can I Do? Little SG. Make It Rough, Make It Smooth. We're featuring with KD. And Cave B Word. Down for Whatever. Enemy. Classic bangers. Here's Ice Cube's bootlegs plus B-sides. You got Check Yourself remix, Robin Hood, Cause It Ain't All Good, 24 with an L, What Can I Do remix with Mac 10 on it. It Was a Good Day remix, You Ain't Gonna Take My Life, When I Get to Heaven remix. Classic bangers, man. Whoops. War and Peace Volume 1, the War Disc. You got Ghetto Vet, Ask About Me, Pushing Weight, and Dr. Frankenstein, Bleep Dine, F Dine, War and Peace, and then Greed, MP, Cash Over, The Curse of Money featuring Mac 10, The Peckin' Order, Limos, Demos, and Bimbos featuring with Short Cop, Once Upon a Time in the Projects Part 2, If I Was You, and Extradition, Three Strikes You Win, Penitentiary. Classic stuff. There's another one, Part 2, War and Peace, Part 2. Of course, you got Hello, featuring with Ran and Dre. Pimp Homeo, You Ain't Gotta Lie to Kick It, featuring with Chris Rock. The Gutter, SHIT, featuring J.O. Felony and Gangsta and Squeakaroo. And Supreme Hustle, 24 Hours, Mental Warfare, Until We Rich, featuring with Crazy Bone, and You Can Do It with Mac 10 and Miss Toy. Mackin' and Driving, Gotta Be Insanity, Roll All Day, Can You Bounce, Dinner with the CEO, Record Company Pimpin'. Greatest Hits, y'all should know this one. Classic stuff. Friday, soundtrack, definitely one of my favorites. You definitely got the song Friday with Ice Cube on here, and of course you got other hits on here too, with other artists. Classic stuff. Now, next Friday, of course, You Can Do It. Of course, you got Cube and Mac 10 and Miss Toy. Classic stuff. And of course, you got other artists on here like Crazy Bone and Busy Bone and Aaliyah, Tony Estes, and Big Timers with Lil Wayne and Mac 10. And Isley Brothers with Ron Isley, Corrupt, and Kid Frost, Lil Zane. Ooh, one of my favorites right here, West Side Connect. Of course, one of my favorites is Who Bangin'. And then, of course, the Gangsta and the Killer and the Dope Dealer. Gangsters Make the World Go Round. All the Critics in New York, Bow Down. Definitely, man. This album is just a big time banger. I love West Side Connect with Cube and Dub and Mac. Classic stuff. And then, of course, for movies, y'all know Boys in the Hood. Classic. It's one of my favorites. My top favorite movie of Ice Cube. Trespass with Ice-T and William Sadler and Bill Paxton. The Glass Shield with him in there and Lori Petty and Michael Boatman. Higher Learning. Classic stuff. Of course, you got Chrissy Swanson in here too, and then Lawrence Fishburne, Michael Rappaport, and Omar Epps. And to let y'all know that Omar Epps, before he took that role, Tupac was supposed to play that. I know the glitch, man. I swear I'm going to punch this laptop. But I'm trying to hold my breath right now. I'm trying to hold my teeth to not get really mad. But anyways, yes, Tupac was supposed to play in this movie before Omar Epps took the role. Still a cool movie, though. Friday, of course, Craig Jones. I love this movie. Him and Chris Tucker and Debo, the whole entire cast. Dangerous Ground with Elizabeth Hurley, This is another dope movie. Of course, you got Ving Rhames in here. Rams. Players Club. Three Kings. Next Friday. All About the Benjamins with Mr. Epps on here again. Classic stuff. Barbershop. Classic. I'm always gonna love the first two. Third one, it's okay. Not really my super favorite. It's okay. Friday After Next, I would still give it an okay too. I mean, it's got its funny moments. Of course, you know they fight a hoodlum Santa Claus, a fake Santa Claus that robbed their apartment. I mean, I would too. I would kick that guy's butt for trying to steal my stuff, including my rent money. That he shouldn't poke his nose in. That wasn't his stuff. Barbershop 2, classic 2. And yes, are we there yet with the kids? And then the deer, of course, you know, fighting with Cube. Oh man, just right after Lindsay, the girl, she took a picture of course, Cube and her brother Kevin in the movie. But then the deer just freaked out, and the Cube thought he flashed the camera. Oh man, I couldn't stop laughing at that. And then of course, you got the raccoon in this one. Yeah, the raccoon. Really funny. Funny stuff. Are we done yet? Classic stuff. Well, that's it for right there. What is your favorite Ice Cube song? Favorite movie of him? Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and comment and follow your boy. I'll be glad to return to the next one. Y'all have a blessed one and stay safe. Happy Father's Day again to all the fathers out there. I hope y'all are playing Ice Cube's records, because you already know I am, including watching his movies. Peace, yo.